Hey guys, this is Julian. Oops. Hey guys, this is Julian of Julian Gray Media. Welcome to this month's Fix Your Project live stream, May 2022. I have 4 projects today we're going to check out. If you are curious and this is your first time viewing Fix Your Project, this is essentially a series I do here on YouTube and Twitch. We're actually broadcasting to both at the moment right now, where essentially I fix your project files that you submit on a monthly basis. So usually this happens on the second to last Saturday of the month, but this time we're doing it a week early because I have something very special planned next week. So yeah. This is Fix Your Project. If you're interested in submitting projects for next time, go ahead and head over to patreon.com/JulianGray. Make a pledge over there and submit your project for the next stream. All right, let me know, everybody, if my audio and my video is good. Hope it is. If not, then we're going to have some issues. But let me know. A little bit of white noise in your mic signal, I think. Hopefully that resolved it. Might be a loose cable. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the stream here, guys. Very excited to get started here. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. All right, so we are here on YouTube now. Let me go ahead and start loading in the project files. We have 4 submissions today. Some really awesome submissions for you. The chat, as you can see on the screen here, is referencing YouTube and Twitch. If you're live on both, give us a comment so we can see that you're there. All right, so we have 4 tracks today from some new submissions from some new artists, as well as some submissions from artists that we've seen before on previous streams. You guys will probably recognize some of these names. I'm going to put them all in a folder really quick. May Fix Your Project stream. And let me know what you guys think of this new time. I don't know if earlier is better or worse. Maybe worse. I'm not sure. It says, let me turn up the mic a bit. Sure, I can give you a little bit more. How's that sound? Yeah, is it too early? Let me know what you guys think in the comments of the video. And yeah, Seth Mathis, I'm so glad to be catching more Julian streams. It's been so long. Thanks for tuning in, man. All right, so let's get this thing started. These are the 4 project files we have today. Essity, Frescobaldi, Tunnel Vision, and Untitled Track 128. I'm not sure who submitted this last one, these last 2, but we'll start off with the 2 that we do know. I know Frescobaldi is in the chat with us today, so let's go ahead and start with him. I'm going to go ahead and open this in Live 10 first, see if it opens, and if not, then we'll open it in Live 11. So I have Ableton 10 loading up here on my second monitor. We'll move it up when it loads. Fresco says, I like this start time. I do too, but apparently a lot of people just aren't online at this time. So I'm not sure if this is ideal. I've been thinking about moving these streams into like a Friday night or like a, an evening sometime rather than doing these morning streams. But just so that people can actually, attend. I feel like Saturday mornings is kind of bad time for this, but let me know what you think. Based on the viewership we get around this time, and then we get more viewers towards the end, I think it might be smarter to move this later. All right, this is Frescobaldi Euclid. Don't know how to pronounce that. All right, I'm going to expand my Ableton out here so we can get a little bit more on the screen for you guys. And yeah, let me make sure the sound is going through, and we'll be good to go. Okay. Yeah. It's 2012 here. What is that? 8 p.m. or something? 9 p.m. Yeah, it's just like I can't. There's no way for me to account for every single place. I've students and viewers all around the world. It would be very hard for me to like account for, like, let's say Australia, because they're in a completely opposite time zone. The only way I could do that is like if I did like 4 p.m. Pacific, which is like 9, or like, that's bad math, like 7 p.m. Eastern. So then like my Eastern American audience would be awkward for them. So it's like it's just what works, and you know what accommodates the most people, I think. Euclid, Fresco says in the chat on YouTube. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. All right. Hello to Rasco on Twitch.
Baby, get lost.
Yeah, Fresco Baldi with his distinctive signature sound here. It's got this nice space to it. It's got this background kind of feel. I love it. It really does belong in a game, and that's like what I say every time you submit a project file. It sounds like background music for a video game or something. I think that's like your calling, man.
Baby, get lost.
It doesn't like exude like listening music to me, like music that you would go intentionally listen to in the context of like a pop song or something like that. It's more like brain food, you know, like you're listening in the background, or like it's giving you some sort of you know, a feeling, or exuding some sort of emotion or like tone. Yeah, man, if you did some game jams, that'd be probably really good for you. So as usual with you, man, I don't want to change the direction of the record too much. I think it's so signaturely you. The sound palette, the sound selection, the music selection is so you. I'm loving a lot of it. There's a few things that to my like pop or like trance ear, I would adjust just to make it a little bit more like approachable or like mature sounding for a wider audience of like consumers. But at the same time, like I know that game music has this inherent like sound, or like background music, or like listening music like this. So take everything I change with a grain of salt. I would say that maybe your pads are a little bit on the cheesy side. There's a certain cheese to this. I have a feeling that I can just unfreeze this because I do have Valhalla Room. Oh, the presets didn't load correctly. That's odd. Maybe you have like an older version of Serum, or a newer version of Serum for that matter. I would say the main thing is just lose some of the resonance on that pad and just kind of pull the low pass down a bit. We can kind of fake what I would do with like an EQ like this. Yeah. it softens it up. There's not so much like resonant high end. Gives it more of like a sensual, like mature feeling rather than a little bit on the naive, immature side. So that would be one of my critiques, is like your pads are a little bit on like the cheesy side. But again, this is an entirely subjective thing. I don't think it's a problem inherently with the sound. It's just my ear is leaning towards doing something a little bit more low pass, more like less obvious, I guess. If you have all that high end, it conveys this presence that it makes it feel very forward, and if you roll off the top end, then you end up with something a little bit more, I don't want to use the word seductive, but a little bit more mature, I think. That's just my 2 cents. So, in contexts like this. Versus like all that high end. It creates this like subtlety. Probably the same for this guy.
Baby, get lost.
Maybe not as much on this one. So if you did like a
We could get lost in
I love that your bass follows that vocal there. It's like very, almost like Jacob Collier.
baby, get lost.
So cool.
We could get lost in this moment.
And in general, like the mix is so subtle and dynamic and cool. I have a hard time making too many changes to your stuff, man, because it's so in its own lane. It feels like something completely original, and I don't want to like compromise that and make it more generic, I guess. I think you should really try to get into some game jams, or like apply for some soundtracks, or maybe even put some of your stuff on like one of those game music websites. I feel like you have a lot of potential in that space. Like this sounds like indie game city. You should I have another student on the Discord channel. I don't know if you're gonna tune into our after call from this stream. We're gonna do it at about 3 p.m. Pacific today. But I have this other student, Sonic Buster, and I'm sure you've met her in previous calls, but she does games. She actually was just featured on a Nintendo Indie World Showcase. So you should definitely connect with her, and maybe she can help you get a little bit more acquainted with the game community. Such a cool sound. I don't want to compromise. So similar feeling for these plucks is the other thing. I feel as though it might just have a little bit too much high end. It's not like the high end necessarily. It's like the resonance. It's like that, like the squelchiness. This kind of sound. That's got to go, in my opinion. I would pull that out of your filter. It sounds as though you have something like this right now. I would just get rid of the resonance. Pull it back a bit. It was a Serum preset. Maybe I can find the name of it. PD Centipad. That's okay. I think I illustrated what I was trying to do with EQ. In your actual Serum, I would just take a little bit of the resonance off your filters on both this pluck and your pads. It's just a little bit on the cheesy side. If you if you open up your pluck or your pad or whatever all the way, it becomes very naive sound design wise, and that can be a very nice like tonal thing to do if you're doing like game music or you're trying to convey that feeling. But like, again, and this is entirely subjective, my stuff always ends up being a little bit more mature, so I like to keep it seductive and less present, so if you're revealing a lot of the high end in your mixes, it's almost like you're giving everything away at once. And if you think about it as far as like the intrigue is like the what's hidden behind, you can kind of play into the psychology of like mystery if you roll off some high end, because like if you think about it in terms of like how we perceive things, like if let's say that you had a blindfold on or like a bag over your head, you would hear essentially an EQ low pass, right? Like you're not getting the full picture until the bag is removed, or like your earplugs are removed or whatever. And when you reveal it all, then you have the full picture, and then it's kind of spoiled in a way, like you've revealed everything. So if you can play into that psychology and have like less of that high end revealed until key moments of your song, you can create more tension and intentional mystique. So that's one of my critiques here. This is so smooth. I'll take a quick look at your master, and I think we'll move on from this one because I really quite like this. So it doesn't look like we have a lot of gain reduction here, meaning that there's a lot of potential headroom to get some more volume. What I'll do is I'll just turn up the input just a little bit, maybe like 2 decibels or something, so we can see if we can hit that threshold clip. Maybe pull it down a little bit. I'm seeking volume. I'm seeking volume for this. I'm not seeking over compression. Like, compression works really well in like dance music or trance or what have you, but in this softer like background music stuff, you want those dynamics. I feel like that really conveys the feeling of being immersed in something when you have loud and quiet elements. So it's tempting as a a dance music engineer, I'm used to mixing like trance or dubstep or what have you, to just completely, shoot for volume. But in this case, this song is conveying an atmosphere. It's conveying like a presence, and I don't want to destroy the dynamics too much because I feel like that's integral to the narrative you're trying to establish. So I don't want to like completely crush it. I'm just going for volume, little bit of transient gain reduction, but not too much to where it sounds like a flat line. So I'm taking off the peaks of maybe like the kicks. I don't want to like completely crush everything. I like how dynamic this record is. Yeah, and Fresco, if you don't want to use the input gain in Ozone, you can just as easily take like a gain utility pre-Ozone and set your gain here so that you know how hot you're coming into your limiter. So that's Fresco Baldi. You slid. I like this one a lot. It's very nice. Super beautiful, and it conveys this vibe. It's not really dance music. It's not really like IDM. It's not anything like that. It's truly like listening, brain food music, and I love it. I wish I could have the opportunity to write something like this for our particular project, like a game or something. Great job, man. I love this. Let's move on to the next one. This is SD. It's organic. And as always, we're going to try it in Ableton 10 first. And if it doesn't work, then we'll open it in 11. It seems as though it does not work. So rather than open SD, let's try the tunnel vision one. And if this one works in 10, then we'll do this one first, just because we have 10 open. Okay, it appears as though we need 11. So let's go ahead and open Live 11. And yeah. While we do this, if you guys have any questions for me for production or anything that you're struggling with, or things that you want to ask me while Ableton loads here, feel free in the comment section. Okay, so I'm going to expand this out. Let's go ahead and close out 10. And put 11 back. All right, we are now in Live 11. Let's go ahead and open up our next one. So we'll go back to SD. Let me go ahead and compress the Fresco Baldi one so we have it done. All right, everybody, give a nice little round of applause to Fresco Baldi. Such a cool record. Seth Mathis, God, I wish I could afford to submit to one of these. I'd love a professional, educated pick apart from you. Not that it's not affordable. That's just where I'm at currently. Yeah, I've been doing these for a few years now. Whenever you feel you have like the resources to do so, I'd love to work on your record. The only reason I paywall these is because I used to get so many submissions. Like I would get like 20, and it just became like a matter of like demand versus time. I didn't have the time in each stream to encompass all of the projects that were submitted, so I felt bad. So instead now I do it for my patrons only, and I think it works out better now because I can actually address everybody's projects. So yeah, I would love to work on your projects, and looking forward to the day that you do submit. Fresco, congrats on the new website, Julian. Thank you. Everyone in the chat who doesn't know, I just released a brand new juliangraymusic.com website. It has a archive, finally, of every release I've ever done, both unofficial and official, bootlegs and all. And it's all contained in one place, because I realized a few years ago, here, I'll open it up while we talk about it. I realized a few years ago there was this issue where I could not find for the life of me all of my music in one place. Like half of it was on YouTube, half of it was on SoundCloud. So I've since resolved that on here. So if you go to the music tab, everything I've ever done is in one place. I encourage you to go check it out if you're curious or if you're a fan of my music. Finally, all in one place. And it's amazing because before, like, let's say this record was only on SoundCloud and then this was only on YouTube. This one was a bootleg that only got uploaded to like one or two platforms. This one, I don't know where it's anymore. Like, so it's great to see all of these together, and it was actually a very emotional experience to put all these together because it just really puts into perspective how much I've done since like 2013. So yeah, so if you're curious and you're a fan of my music outside of these tutorials, go check it out. Uriah, congrats on the website. Thank you. I appreciate it. Seth, yeah, I totally get that. I remember it. Julian Gray Media. Yeah, YouTube for me has slowed down a bit over the years. I just kind of shifted priorities to other things, but I still do these streams on a monthly basis just to try to, help out the community. All right, so this is SD. It's organic. Let's go ahead and make sure that audio is going through, and then we will, we will continue on and check out the next project file. me confirm that my audio is routed. Seth, that website is badass. Thank you. I appreciate that. I worked on it for a little while and finally got it to where I want it. It's finally done and out there. Next step is to create the Julian Gray Media website where I have all my tutorials, but that's going to be a whole task. So, yeah. All right. SD, it's organic. Let's go ahead and play this thing. It's a little on the quiet side compared to the last one. I'm wondering if it'll fade up, though. Ooh, pretty. Whew. Smooth. This is probably the smoothest stream I've seen so far. Like usually we have at least one or two really aggressive songs, but this is just smooth sailing. It's giving me Big Black Coffee vibes if you're familiar with his stuff. By the way, if you notice the blue hair and the black fingernails, it's because I have something really cool coming next week, and I think you're going to be excited about it. I would say be on the lookout on my social media in the next week or so. Got some really cool stuff coming. Smooth radio announcer voice. Yeah. Yeah. You're listening now to Essity. It's organic. This is the brand new cut from Essity. A smooth house music, down-tempo ballad. Welcome to the house. It is a slow burn. This is like a Desert Hearts kind of vibe, like Burning Man. I'm vibing though. Ooh, that's cool. A little bit on the loud side. I would pull that back like a few decibels, like to here. Maybe to here, actually. I would say a little bit more high delay would be cool too, like here. I almost want to put like a phaser or like a chorus on there. I feel like that would be really nice. Somewhere around here. We'll see how it sounds in the next go round. You know, in hindsight, I think I should add on the screen, like right below this, submit your projects link to to the banner. Might be a good idea. This is like, to me, like a perfect melodic house, like down-tempo burner. And it doesn't have much I would change, to be honest. I hope that's the reaction you wanted from me. Yeah, like some chorus like that or something to add some cool like stereo effect. It's like a 6.5 minute song here. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, so let me I think I've made a few of the changes I think could be addressed. This one largely sounds done to me. There's a few things that we can try, but they're more creative things. I think you've done a great job on the mix on this record, and the arrangement's very nice. It's slow and it's a slow burn, but I feel like that's the energy for this type of record. Seth Mathis says they need to include that outro section without the drums as a breakdown somewhere earlier in the song. That would be amazing. Yeah, well, I hope that he gives that a try. It sounds like a cool idea. Yeah, so this main lead, let's try the higher amount, but like a slower rate. Just adds like a cool, like, little bit of wavering in the pitch there. One thing I would consider as well is maybe like applying a sine wave to like your fine pitch, and maybe not as much as this, but something along these lines, and do it really slow, like let's say like a half note. Too much, obviously, but let's go like around this. So you have a little bit of wavering, probably even longer than that, like a 2-bar. Let's invert one of them so it goes down. It's got like that taiko feel now, like that imperfection. So cool. I don't know if you're familiar with the album Weather by Taiko, but he uses this beautiful synth throughout the record, and it kind of is reminiscent of that to me. It's very clearly analog. It has that pitch waver, has some phaser chorus or something on there. I think that's the inspiration I'm going for here. Yeah, so that's one of the things. And then the other thing is I think the main piano arpeggio is a little bit on the nose. I feel like we can make that a little bit more interesting. I think it's this one. No. little bit on like the harsh side. It's very nice though. It reminds me of like Nora and Pure. I'm gonna assume that you don't have like a third-party reverb. I haven't seen one, so I'm not gonna like use reverb that you don't have. But I think like personally, I think like a Valhalla like room or vintage verb would be really nice on that ARP here. And add that ambient space, you know. Soften it up a bit so it's not as abrasive. I'm not going to use it because I don't know if you have it, but something like that. Valhalla Shimmer. I don't have Shimmer actually. I've never tried it. I've heard good things. Okay, so those are a few things, and then I think let me just take a quick look at your master here. Similarly to the other song, I don't want to completely destroy your dynamics because I just don't think it's needed. I think the song is very dynamic and nice, and it's setting a tone with its dynamics. But just want to check how loud we are, and we can work off of that. So right now, you're really not even hitting your limiter. Let's give it a few more decibels. And what we can actually also do is look at a loudness meter so we can see how loud this is. Loudness. Yeah, Uleen has a great one that I like. See how loud we are. It's probably like 15 and a half or something. We're just barely hitting the tip of that. Yeah, like -7 LUFS is pretty solid, I think, for this kind of genre. I don't want it to be completely crushed. But overall, I mean, the mix and the writing sounds beautiful on this one. I hope that the lead that I changed around is nice on your ears and it's not completely destroyed. I hope you appreciate what I've done here. If I didn't and I completely ruined your song, let me know as well. But in my opinion, that lead sounds so much more dynamic and interesting now. So you have this like 3-count delay on here. I would actually set a second delay and do it on a quarter. So you have that like almost like echo back effect. It's kind of cool, man. I love this. That's so pretty. Great record, man. I don't have any other critiques for you. I think you've really nailed it on this one, Essity. Love to see improvement like this. It's sounding done. All right, everybody give SD a round of applause in the chat. That was a great one. It's organic. Okay, so next up we have tunnel vision. This is our last Ableton project of the day. Then we have a stemmed one. I'm feeling it's an FL Studio thing. Let's go ahead and check this out. Actually making good time today. Only about 50 minutes in. We've gotten through 3. Or 2, I guess. It's faster than ever before. All right. I don't have some of these plugins, but we will try our best. This is Tunnel Vision. I'm not sure who this is by. I actually have it up. I can check really quick. It was, I believe it's Michael Roy. It could also be JC. Or Jace, sorry. One or the other. Not sure who, but I believe it's Michael. If you're in the chat, Michael, let's hear from you. All right. Let me close this out. Cool. Here we go. Ooh, go on the ambient approach. Beautiful. It's gonna 180. Oh, you're going that way. This is very quiet. I think we can address that as our main focus. I'm hearing a wrong note and it's really bothering me, but we'll address that as well. Main thing is the volume right now. As we listen, I'm actually going to add a utility. Give it a few decibels here. Fab filter. Pro L. I feel like you would probably have Pro L. Give it some lift. I just realized I didn't show you guys what that was. There you go. I'm missing some of your plugins here. I don't have Camel Crusher or Satin or No Clip or whatever. Clipper, Free Clip. But based on what I'm hearing here, I think there's a few things we can address. First and foremost, again, the volume needed to be increased. I think we just need to push into a limiter a bit. You're not coming in hot at all. It's very quiet. And then second, you have like a vocal pad or something in this drop that is just not in key, and it's really bothering me. This one here. If you're gonna keep this in here, I'm gonna color this different so you know this is the one that's wrong. I would say put it to like Like there. I think that's definitely better. It seems as though I need to warp it to maintain the length, but I'm going to set this to -1. This one is also wrong. It's not in the key. I would go for this. And even then, it's not quite right. We can try like... Let's go with that. And we'll copy this around so that you actually have it everywhere that it appears. Again, this is actually like music theory stuff. It's not as subjective. I think it's kind of abrasive to have an instrument in the wrong note. So, yeah. This is so beautiful. I love this record. There's some mixing things that I'm like half tempted not to change because I don't have your plugins. I don't know what Satin is doing to your drum bus, but to me this drum bus is so quiet. The kick and the drums are completely lost. I would take this up like 6, to be honest. Again, I don't know if I like what this is doing here. Maybe it's increasing the volume, but that's one of the main things for me. Like just putting the drums up to like an appropriate level is so crucial here. You had it like -12 or something, and there was no kick or drums at all. Still using Camel Crusher. Unfortunately, they don't make this plugin anymore for VST3 or AU, and the newest version of macOS doesn't support the 32-bit binary anymore, so you actually can't use Camel Crusher on Mac no matter what. So if you ever want to submit a project like this again, make sure to freeze Camel Crusher tracks. Yeah, so this bass is really quiet. I'm assuming it's because it doesn't have distortion on it because I don't have Camel Crush. But if it were me, you know, we could just turn this off, turn up the bass, like, again, 5 decibels or something. I think that'll make a huge difference in the sonic palette of the record. Kind of not a great race. There's like quite a bit of like weird phasey stuff going on. It might be this. It's not helping. In my opinion, it's also really mono. I would add some stereo width to the high end. I realize that you're using analog for this, so it might be a little bit difficult, but you know, with certain tools you could probably get that high end a little bit wider, like an imager or something. Like, in my opinion, I don't want to use plugins that you guys don't have, so I generally try to avoid doing this, but I'm going to assume that you don't have that. Oh, my VSTs aren't loading. Well, anyway, I'm just doing this for an example. If we used Isotope Ozone 9 Imager, for example, this plugin gives you the freedom to address high-end and low-end in separate bands. So what we could do is do like a split at like 400 or 500 hertz, and then everything below or south of 500 is mono. Everything above that 500 is stereo. I'm trying to get rid of this. How did I do this? I just clicked and it created. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So in band 2, I would say add some stereo width, and then you can check stereoize, add a little bit of time discrepancy between the two sides, like 9 milliseconds or something. Maybe even lower, like 200 hertz or something. So you have some width to that, like high end, like that unison width that I'm craving. And then your mono subs is fine, but like having that complete Reese mono is so like dissatisfying. There's also something with the kick, like the kick does not feel strong enough. I don't have your clipper. Again, this might be what's ruining it. And this is why I make it a point in my submission form to like make sure you freeze stuff that I don't have or like bounce it out so I can hear the full picture. This sounds really quiet, like the kick, but I'm assuming that's because I don't have your clipper. If we just turn this off and turn it up, like again, 4 decibels or something, or 2 to 4 decibels, let's just say like -2. Oops. Yeah, that's so much nicer to me. I'm actually going to reduce the utility on the master a bit, and then we can push the gain on the Pro L. And then what we'll do is on this transition from the build to the drop, we can create an artificial change of gain so that drop hits us a little bit harder. What we can do is just pull down this section here, maybe to like, I don't know, -1 or something. Oops. This piece should be -1. Yeah. So -1 to 2.2 is like a 3 decibel change. It's a pretty substantial change. And then we can reset this back here to, let's just do 2.2. Something like that. 2.22. I mean, if you wanted to be cleaner about this, it would be 0, and we use a second utility, but doing it the quick and dirty way. You can make this slower too, like it takes longer to get down to a quiet level. Really pull that down here so you lose a few decibels. And then when it comes back, it just... For some reason, some of my plugins are just not loading. I think it's because I'm in like the M1 version of Live 11.1. But I would look at span on here and try to try to see if you're lacking any frequencies. To me, this is a little bit on the low side, low heavy. I would add some highs, either on a master level or on a track by track. To save time, we'll do it on the master, but you can always do this on track by track as well. I think inherent to this garage genre, there's a lot of crispness in the top. It's what creates that really satisfying, like, I don't want to use the word glitchy because it's not really like aggressive like glitch, but it's got that nice crispness in the transients, and yeah, I think that's up here. So yeah, this is Tunnel. I believe it's by Michael. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now. Oops, that's not what I was looking for. It was Michael Roy. Yeah. Selena. I believe that's him. Then we have one more track coming up here. Everybody give a quick round of applause for Michael. This is a great record. I'm really vibing with these chill out songs today. I gotta say this is something else. It's not letting me save it. Tunnel, Vision, Julian, edit. I'm really vibing with these chill outs today. I don't think we've ever had such a chill out stream. Like every song has been like really relaxing. Love it. All right, last up we have Jesse. JC is his name, and his name on Discord is Mr. Wow Tech. Let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so this one I believe is a stemmed one. Great song, Michael, I think you meant. Your song feels majestic and gives me nostalgic feels. Me too. Really, really great. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and send that one. We have one more today, and that's Untitled Track 128. I believe it's just a pack of stems from Jesse. We're gonna load this in and see what we can do with this. So what I'll do is I'll actually open up this folder and sort it by kind. Yeah. Okay. Boom. All right. Here we go. Let's check this out. Hopefully all is well, and yeah, let's see how this sounds. It sounds like the timings are not right or something, like the stems didn't ingest right. Can you just skip ahead a bit? It sounds a lot like chaos. Like I don't think these stems came in right. There's a lot of cool ideas here. I would love to hear the whole record, but I think that you might have exported the stems without like time on or something. Like those sound awesome together. I'm assuming these are in the right time, but like some of these just are weird. Like I don't know why these are maybe incorrectly timed. It sounds like a lot of different layers that are not aligned correctly. I'm not sure how this happened. I'm going to assume that this was an error, and Jesse, if you want to send me the bounce of this song, I can give you some private critique, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to work on this just because I think that the stems got botched when you were exporting them, and somehow it's not lining up. This arrangement doesn't sound right to me. I think that unfortunately it's a very unsatisfying ending to this stream, but I think that's gonna have to be it. I don't think I can work on this final song, this song from Jesse, or Michael, or what have you. It's either Jesse or Michael. They didn't label their songs, and they're not in this chat to tell us who's who. So I'm gonna assume this is Jesse's. Unfortunately, I can't work on it because, again, the stems didn't import correctly. But there's always next month, I guess. And I guess it's a good segue to say thank you guys for watching this month's Fix Your Project stream. If you want to submit to next month's stream, go over to patreon.com/JulianGray. I do these streams for patrons of the channel at $10 or above. That's the second tier. You also get access to my discography. You get access to downloads from the channel, whether it be like project files or those sorts of things. I did a PDF document of everything I would do for a music release, for example. And all of those things come with the $10 tier. Other tiers as well, you can go check it out for yourself and submit your projects for next month if you're interested in that sort of thing. I hope you enjoyed this and got some sort of use out of it. I always enjoy making these streams and checking out the music that you guys submit. And yeah, if you are a patron of the channel or you want to sign up right after this for next month's stream, we're actually doing a Patreon meetup call in Discord today at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 3 hours from now. And in those calls, basically all of the students of the channel, all of the people who submit projects like this, and my own one-to-one mentor, or mentees, I guess, can hop into a Discord call and communicate with each other, get feedback from one another, and basically discuss what it is you're working on and things that are inspiring you right now, as well as just hang out. So if you're interested in tuning into this month's Patreon, Julian Gray patron meetup call, you actually only have to pledge $5 for that one. You get the Discord roles and all that. And that's at 3 p.m. Pacific time in 3 hours from now. That's discord.gg/Julian Gray. I hope to see you guys there. And I guess that concludes this month's Fix Your Project stream. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it was useful to some of you. I always love doing these, and I love sharing the knowledge that I know with you guys. All this being said, be on the lookout this week. I have a really, 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 really big announcement early next week. So keep your eyes peeled because it's going to be awesome. Hence the blue hair, the black nails, all that. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time. Ciao.